Jason, thank you for your time. Question I've got is, how did DeviceSmart come to existence?
Good question. So it's just over 5 years ago that I founded the company. I've been in the security industry over 30 years, primarily in video surveillance, working for different manufacturers. But I noticed an opportunity in security deterrence that seemed to be ripe for disruption. And I thought, here's an area that's been overlooked. We were coming across a high net worth, high value residential project where they said, this is too ugly, we don't want to use that. They didn't want motion sensors, they didn't want security lighting. And I looked at the security lighting specifically and said, nobody has made the effort to really design a beautiful security light. I think I can have a go at that. And I got an opportunity to put my inventor hat on, and effectively that's what we did.
What is the focus with DeviceSmart then? What does it?
I think if you look at our tagline, unique security deterrence, it's really meaningful to me. You know, having worked in video surveillance, I was really aware of how it felt to be in a competitive product environment where there were similar products that maybe were a bit cheaper or had one extra feature on them. It was really hard to differentiate. So when I decided to create my own products, I decided that I would only make products that did not exist in the market in that form. So everything that I make
new.
has to be unique.
Okay.
If it's not unique, I won't make it.
So that's why you've got unique security deterrence.
And the deterrence part is also critical to the mentality of the business, because I want to create product technology that changes behavior. Deterrence is a word that's really quite overused in the security industry. But if you break it down, if we can use the technology to change criminal behavior, then we're winning.
So that brings me over onto the Saber, one of the products that I have tested, reviewed. What brought out the inspiration for Saber?
So again, I think motion activated security lighting, it's such a common product for the security industry. Any target hardening list you see from the police or whatever says motion activated lighting is one of the top 10 things to do to protect your home. But actually nobody was really being creative in this space. The product was ugly. It had transitioned from incandescent bulbs to LEDs, but they hadn't really thought about how to use the LED a much more efficient manner. I created the concept of linear security light, and this means that we can use the LEDs much more effectively in a more discreet form factor. So a Saber, once it's installed, is hardly visible. It's a very discreet installation, but when it turns on, it's very powerful, very energy efficient, and also the form factor controls the distribution of light perfectly.
Okay.
Whereas the sort of square reflectors that you often see with security lights, it doesn't make sense anymore.
What other features has that got then?
Sabers, we have PoE powered or low voltage, so it's aimed at the security integrator rather than the electrician.
So it's low voltage, you don't have to have any qualifications to install that on the external. Integrate it with, I see you've got an Ajax
relay.
And that allows it to...
So when we look at that concept of behavioural change, a really effective tool is what we call escalating deterrent. That means one impact or effect after another. So the first thing they'll see when they come onto a property protected by a Saber is the light will turn on.
Yeah.
And they'll go, okay, it's a motion activated light. That doesn't deter me. However, with our escalating deterrent product, if they then trigger a subsequent alarm, like tripwire on a camera, vibration sensor on a window or door, or something like a Ajax motion cam, that then triggers the escalating deterrent. The intruder will assume that they have now triggered an alarm, and they have a choice. What do you want to do? Usually, this effect will trigger the fight or flight response, and they'll go, actually, let me go and find an easier target. The integration with Ajax is particularly nice because on the PoE version of our light, we power the Ajax relay from an output. The alarm input that we take from the Ajax relay then triggers that blue and red strobing deterrent. We can configure that through scenarios in Ajax, we can put it up on timers. It's very slick. Ajax are very focused on enhancing security outside the property, and that's where we really make our focus as well.
That's brilliant. Question is, how's the response been from installers and end users alike?
One of the great things about an exhibition like this is when the guys come up, the installers, and they say, I've got one of your products on my garage, I love it. Or a guy who is installing them regularly and says, yeah, the end users love them. And as an inventor, that's just massaging my ego beautifully. It's wonderful. It means you've got it right. However, that's straightforward because historically this market was the electrician installing the security light.
Correct.
Because it was mains powered.
Correct.
So a lot of security installers today don't add lighting to their quotes.
It's not their forte.
They just don't have it in their habit to do so. And a homeowner might go to an electrician to put up a security light. So the guy who fits their dishwasher is doing their security lights. I think it should be the security installer, but it's down to me, my distributors and the installers that have come on board to educate the market, to make the customer aware of the capability and to start that transition to move security lighting away from electricians and towards the security channel. But it's hard work. It's not something that happens overnight.
So what other products do you have on the Device Smart family?
I think Night Saber was really my baby. It was my idea. But once I'd created it and started talking to end users about it, quickly lots of other inputs started to come to me, and we use a very consultative sales process to major end users, and we listen to the problems and the ideas that they have. And we're very agile and very fast to market. So we literally make the product that a major end user is looking for.
Okay.
And that's been very rewarding, but also quite successful. And I think Pulsar is a great example of that. This was a major UK retailer that wanted to create an effect that made shoppers look at the public view monitors that were already in place.
So like when you walk into a supermarket, you'll see the monitor and you look up because it's got the flashy, the Night Rider light, should we say?
Exactly. So this is motion activated. As you walk into the store, the light flashes. Human nature,
to
look up.
That's right.
If you're a shoplifter and you see the monitor,
you don't want to look up,
and there's a nice picture of your face on it,
Yeah.
you might assume that you've been recorded, perhaps matched to a database. Maybe this isn't the right time to be stealing something from this shop.
Yeah.
It's USB powered, it'll fit on any monitor, very quick to deploy, but because it's so easy for a retailer to add this to existing CCTV system, the return on investment for them is very quick. So now we're seeing rollouts across a lot of national chains.
Excellent. And then what are the other two products that you've got here?
So again, these are examples of end user led development. This is primarily banking application.
Okay.
ATM Sentry is a device to protect ATMs on the high street. It has integrated 5 megapixel camera. It has infrared at night, white light during the day, vandal resistant, and it also has a blue strobe if somebody starts attacking the ATM. All in a very discreet package that can be fitted onto the high street without affecting the outward appearance of a bank.
And that camera, would that integrate into their existing system? So you're just giving it
ONVIF compliant.
standard ONVIF.
Yeah. And from there, actually, the bank wanted to make a version without the camera to protect fire exits for the same reason. That then got used a lot by retailers who are trying to protect glazing in stores. And what they'll do is they'll use ATM sentries across the top of the window, vibration sensors around the door frame and window frame. So when somebody starts kicking it, all of the ATM sentries on the store start flashing. The retailers are configuring it so that the ATM Sentry system is armed when they set the alarm at night. Anybody that goes up and kicks the window thinks they've triggered an alarm.
They're not going to do anything.
And we have proven use cases where this has reduced window breakage entirely, where stores were having problems every month. The windows were being smashed and just stopped. Very simple application of technology to change behaviour.
That is Device Smart with a full range of products aimed at security installers. So I have posted this stuff a lot on my platforms. If you want to find out more information, speak to Device Smart. Jason, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. Well done.